Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you all. And first of all, of course, a very happy New Year. And we hope this year will somewhat improve on the one we've just left behind. Although it had its good points. Working on to decide which were the best points, but
Shorter sermons.
which was that?
Shorter sermons.
Oh, short. Okay. Shorter sermons. Well, on that bombshell, yeah, we will have, our services will continue to be a good deal shorter because we are all terribly conscious at the incredibly high rising rate of the transmission of COVID because of the new strain. And I have had because I'm moderator of the denomination at the moment, I have had a few people in touch with me, one in particular concerned as to whether we should continue keeping our churches open. And I suggested to that person that, that decision should be taken by each church, by its session and its committee. However, we will bear in mind that we are very conscious of the dangers of gathering together. But can I just say to you that we are continuously in discussion with the Irish Council of Churches, who are in continuous discussion with the relevant authorities governing all the regulations about churches staying open. And they have decided that churches, they've decided through the science that churches can stay open, depending, of course, on the size of the church, or vaulted ceiling, and the amount of air that goes through the church, and that we can socially distance, and that people wear masks, and that we don't gather at the back of the church on the way out. So we've been sticking rigidly to those rules. And may I just say on that, because there has been a little bit of anti-church propaganda out there. People who think churches should have been closed down 100 years ago, a la Joe Stalin, think that maybe they would use the pandemic to close churches down. And there is definitely a hostile atmosphere to churches staying open. For instance, a good friend of mine put up a thing on Facebook where he said it was dreadful that churches were staying open because the transmission is so high, and we don't want the hospitals, the NHS, to be overwhelmed. Now, I took the bother to heed what he said, and I went and I researched last night, not only in America, but in Britain and in Ireland. And the transmission rate in churches is actually tiny compared to the transmission rate of COVID in shops, in supermarkets, in off licenses, and in various. Now, that's not an excuse. I'm just saying that. So it's obviously with that knowledge that Michael McBride makes the decisions he does in conjunction with Robin Swan, the Minister for Health. But I did say gently back to my friend on Facebook, outlining the responsibilities we have and the duty of care we have to our congregation, that we follow rigidly the rules, and if need be, we would close the church. But to be honest, and I meant no disrespect to him, if we were to follow people on Facebook, we would run from being anti-vaccine to conspiracies over 9/11 to that the vaccine puts a little thing in your brain to turn you into some sort of robot, right along to those who think you should hide yourself away and never come out again because you might even get the common cold. I say that facetiously, but I use Facebook as entertainment, not as somewhere to get information. We will stick to Michael McBride and to Robin Sloan. So I assure you, if a decision is made to close the church, it will be made because we're instructed to by the advice from the experts and from the scientists. So just to reassure you of that. Now, let's get holy for a moment. I just want to, I have a little reading I'd like to start with called Why Not a Star? And because myself and Trevor were having a little discussion earlier on, and I said, like, technically, the three wise men haven't arrived yet. So why not a star fits in with that part of the story. But Trevor, who is far more scripturally based than I am, informed me that there might not have been three wise men. There could have been maybe 7 wise men. Only the other lot didn't bring any presents. The only reason we say, isn't that right, Trevor? There were 3 wise men is because they were only 3 presents. So the other fellas brought nothing with them. So there you are. So we only acknowledge the ones that brought presents. And let us start with what has become our traditional prayer throughout this pandemic. Spirit of life, we pray for healing. Spirit of life, we pray for the healers. Spirit of life, we pray for closeness in our hearts. Why not a star like Margaret Gooding? They told me that when Jesus was born, a star appeared in the heavens above the place where the young child lay. When I was very young, I had no trouble believing wondrous things. I believed in the star. It was a wonderful miracle, part of a long ago story, foretelling the uncommon life. They told me a supernova appeared in the heavens in its dying burst of fire. When I was older and believed in science and reason, I believed the story of the star explained. But I found I was unwilling to give up the star, fitting symbol for the birth of one of those uncommon life, for one of whose uncommon life has been long remembered. The star explained became the star understood for Jesus, for Buddha, for Zarathustra. Why not a star? Some bright star shines somewhere in the heavens each time a child is born. Who knows what it may foretell? Who knows what uncommon life may yet again unfold if we but give it a chance. Beautiful words of Margaret Gooding. Namaste.